Look at the landscape of your life. It is a world of gray ash. You walk through it bloodless, compliant, and terrified of your own footprint. You have spent decades building a monument to your own harmlessness. You swallow your tongue when you are disrespected. You force a dead smile when you are insulted. You retreat into the quiet, suffocating corners of your own mind to keep a peace that does not actually exist. Society looked at your castration and called it virtue. They told you that to be good is to be weak. To be moral is to be passive. It is the oldest, most devastating lie ever told to the human animal. Look down at your hands. They are trembling, not from fear, but from the violent, tectonic pressure of everything you have buried beneath the floorboards of your psyche. The legendary psychoanalyst Carl Jung looked into this abyss and mapped it. He observed a terrifying mechanical truth about the human mind. We take every instinct that makes us dangerous, every impulse that refuses to bow, and we lock it away in the absolute dark. Jung called this vault the shadow. You were conditioned to fear it. You were taught by the herd that if you open this vault, if you even glance at the machinery humming in the dark, you will become the monster. But I tell you now, looking across this desolate ash, that the world is already entirely populated by monsters, and by bearing your own darkness, you have not made yourself a saint. You have merely made yourself their prey. The shadow does not just hold your demons, it holds the structural blueprints of your survival. Today we break the iron seal. We descend into the dark. We will sift through the soot and extract the 5 weapons you abandoned. We will forge them in the fires of integration. You will bleed during this extraction. The ego always bleeds when it realizes it has been living a lie. Stand firm. We are reclaiming your teeth. We begin with the sickness. Down in the dark, there is a sprawling, infected root system of unexpressed rage. You know the fever. It is the sickness that grips you at 3 in the morning when you replay the argument where you yielded. It is the acidic, burning bile in your throat when you agree to do a favor for a parasite who views you as livestock. You feel the anger rising, and immediately, the conditioning takes over. You panic. You tell yourself that anger is unevolved, that it is a moral failure, that to express it would destroy your curated image of the good man. So you force it back down. And what happens? It ferments, it mutates, it turns into a quiet, cowardly resentment. It rots your nervous system from the inside out. You become passive-aggressive. You snipe from the shadows. You become bitter, toxic, and deeply cynical, all while wearing the agonizingly heavy mask of a martyr. This is the feverish delusion of the unintegrated mind. When you pull your anger out of the dirt, you do not use it to burn down your house. You do not use it for blind, chaotic destruction. You compress it. You discipline it. Integrated anger becomes the ultimate architectural shield, the boundary. Look into the ash. The object of salvation is buried here. It is a heavy, crude iron lantern. Inside, burning with a blinding, terrifying heat, is a single sunrise gold ember. This is your integrated rage. It is the cold, unwavering ability to look a manipulator directly in the eye and say no, without an apology, without a stutter, without a manufactured excuse. A boundary is simply aggression that has been given a geometric shape. It is the perimeter of your self-respect. Stop fearing the heat of your own fire. You need it to burn away the leeches. The second weapon, the word they programmed you to fear above all others, ruthlessness. You have been told to offer endless grace, to offer the second, the third, the 20th chance, to toxic partners who drain your vitality, to employers who extract your labor and offer you pennies, to friends who only call when they need blood. You operate under the catastrophic cognitive failure that enduring abuse makes you morally superior. You believe that if you just suffer long enough, the universe will balance the ledger. The universe does not care about your ledger. Deep in your shadow lives a cold, geometric tactician. A part of your mind that feels absolutely no pity. A part of you that knows exactly what must be amputated for the host body to survive. But you suppress it. You let the rotting branches stay attached because you are terrified of the pain of the cut. Do not confuse harmlessness with morality. A harmless man is not a good man. He is a man incapable of self-defense. The integrated mind understands that ruthlessness is not about cruelty. It is a mechanical necessity. It is the weapon of absolute, unflinching decisiveness. When you harness this tactical mind, you stop negotiating with cancer. You observe the raw data of a person's behavior. When they show you their capacity for deceit, you do not hallucinate a better version of them. You identify the threat, and you remove their access to your life, coldly, permanently, instantly. You do not do this to punish them. You do this to ensure you do not bleed to death. The scalpel is sharp, it is heavy, and in the hands of the integrated man, the blade gleams in pure sunrise gold. We move deeper. From the moment you could speak, the herd demanded your humility. They told you to play small, do not take up space, deflect the praise, lower your head. They fed you the lie that pride precedes the fall. They taught you this not to protect you, but to protect themselves. The herd is terrified of the individual who refuses to kneel. Humility in the modern world is most often just cowardice wearing a halo. Look into the deepest trench of your shadow. There is a part of you that is wildly, unapologetically arrogant. A part of you that believes you are entirely unmatched. A part of you that looks at the hollow achievements of the people around you and whispers, "I could conquer that before breakfast." You bury this feeling because society diagnoses it as pathology. They call it narcissism. Unchecked, blind arrogance is indeed a vulnerability. It makes you sloppy. But integrated arrogance, tempered by the anvil of brutal, daily discipline, it transmutes into the unbreakable armor of absolute self-belief. When you integrate the arrogant shadow, you stop seeking permission to exist in the world. It is the audacity to walk into a room and know, as a matter of mechanical fact, that you own the space. It is the quiet, terrifying swagger of knowing exactly what your mind and your time are worth, and the absolute refusal to accept a single fraction of a penny less. The integrated man does not need to boast. He does not shout his worth into the void. He simply refuses to shrink. The fourth weapon is the most dangerous to extract. It requires you to shatter the most comforting illusion you possess. The lie is this: I would never do that. I would never lie like they do. I would never manipulate. I would never betray. You cling to the illusion of your own purity with a desperate, white-knuckled grip. You desperately need to believe you are the victim of a dark world rather than a participant in it. And because you refuse to admit that you have the capacity for profound malice, you are completely, functionally blind to it when others deploy it against you. You cannot spot a predator if you refuse to understand how a predator hunts. If you deny the monster inside you, the monsters outside you will always take you by surprise. You must look into the pitch-black water of the shadow. You must look at your own reflection and whisper the terrifying truth. Yes, under the right circumstances, I am capable of utter ruin. I am capable of deceit. The moment you accept this, the veil drops. You stop projecting your own naive conscience onto ruthless people. You suddenly understand the playbook. You recognize the subtle, asymmetrical smirk of the narcissist. You hear the calculated pause in the liar's voice. You see the invisible strings the manipulator is trying to attach to your wrists. This is the intelligence of the dark mirror. You cannot be conned by a thief when you know exactly how a thief thinks. You hold their gaze, you see their machinery, and your eyes reflect their tactics back at them in piercing sunrise gold. They will realize immediately that you are awake, and they will retreat to find easier prey. We have reached the floor of the vault. Look at the exhaustion in your own eyes. Look at the immense, crushing weight of your daily life. The heaviest burden you carry is not your career. It is not your financial debt. It is not your obligations to your family. It is the mask. It is the agonizing, minute-by-minute performance of trying to make everyone else comfortable. You have fractured your mind into a dozen different pieces. The sterilized version you show your boss, The subdued version you show your partner. The hollow version you show your friends. And the dark, screaming truth you hide from everyone. A mind divided against itself is weak. It leaks energy. It is easily conquered by anyone who learns which mask you are wearing. The final weapon is freedom. Radical, unapologetic, terrifying authenticity. When you finally own your shadow, the good, the bad, the terrifying, the brilliant, the aggressive, the ruthless, you undergo alchemical synthesis. You stop living in terror of being found out. You accept the absolute totality of your nature. You merge the conscious mind with the dark vault. You become a singular, integrated force of nature. You are no longer trying to be a nice person. You are aiming to be a whole person. A whole person cannot be manipulated by guilt because they have nothing to hide. They cannot be shamed because they have already judged themselves and found their darkness useful. They cannot be controlled because their boundaries are forged in iron. The extraction is complete. The weapons are laid out before you in the ash. Most men will look at these tools, feel the heat radiating from them, and turn back. The light of the integrated mind hurts their eyes. They would rather return to the comfortable sleep of the compliant. They would rather complain about the wolves than learn how to use a rifle. If you wish to walk back into the dark blind, close this file, return to your cage. But if you understand that this world is a psychological war zone, if you are ready to stop apologizing for your own strength, secure the blueprint, join the arsenal. Subscribe for weekly dark psychology breakdowns. I will see you next week.